Zuma's now been seen for the first time in public since the Constitutional Court sentenced him. He was seen earlier this afternoon flanked by Amabuto at his Nkandla homestead. His supporters have been arriving in numbers from different parts of the country, pledging loyalty and support. Suspended ANC Secretary-General Ace Magashule also arrived. eNCA senior reporter on the ground, bringing us the latest developments in the story. Siphamandla Goge tried to get words out of Ace Magashule, how he was there, why he was there. He said he's there as a good, disciplined ANC member. I'm not sure if he used that word exactly. But Siphamandla, tell us what the situation is right now. We've just heard this essentially breaking news about this rescission application, or this application to rescind. I think that's the proper language I'm now using. What has that done to the mood where you are?
Well, the news has not filtered in through here yet. Very few people are aware of what is happening. The fact that the former president will live to fight another week pending the hearing of that application that he has lodged to the Constitutional Court. So it will be a relief, I assume, because many people were planning to flock to Nkandla tomorrow to what they call a night vigil. Remember, according to the initial judgment of the Constitutional Court delivered by Justice Siphamandla, the former president was meant to hand himself over to the nearest police station within 5 calendar days, and police were going to be given 3 days to basically look for him if he did not comply with that court judgment. So now, with these new developments, the court confirming that the former president's application will be heard on the 12th, which is that other Monday, that will become a relief to the former president and to his supporters who have flocked here. Shortly, I'll ask my colleague Bonga Mkize to show you what is happening in the background here. Former President Jacob Zuma's supporters are still here, basically singing and dancing here. A stage has been erected. It is a political gathering, what you are seeing there, and the question will be, why are police not enforcing the law and arresting people who are gathering illegally? Because this is a political gathering. We are under alert level 4 of the lockdown, and the regulations of the lockdown need to be respected. Some people are not wearing masks, not sanitizing, not socially distancing. There is music playing. People are cramped together there. That is the situation here. Earlier on, Ace Magashule, the suspended Secretary General of the African National Congress, who is also facing his own legal battles, a staunch ally of former President Jacob Zuma, arrived here to see the former president, to continue to pledge his loyalty and support to the former president. Of course, the question that was put to him was, under what capacity is he here, as the suspended Secretary General of the ANC or as a community member? Well, he is adamant that he is still the leader of the ANC. Listen to what Ace Magashule said about his visit to former President Zuma. Are you here, Mr. Magashule?
I'm an ANC leader.
That's interesting. He used the word leader. But I'll come back to you now, Siphamandla. I want to bring in Aviwe Mtila, who's also there. Aviwe, you've been talking to lots of people through the morning. What is the mood like? It seems relatively festive and peaceful, but there's also concern that at a moment's notice, things could get out of control. Is that how you're sensing the mood, or are people pretty well behaved?
Well, depending on how it really goes, things could get out of control. This I take from a South African Police Service officer that I spoke to a bit earlier on. He spoke to me off the record, having concerns around what could happen next. If the president, as the Amabuto have also suggested, if the president chooses to cooperate with the Constitutional Court and hand himself over, then they'll be supportive of that decision. But if the president does not want to cooperate with the Court, then they're willing to lay their lives. But I'm actually outside an area just next door to the Nkandla homestead, where literally the stage is set with some of the supporters, which we do understand come as far as Mpumalanga, coming to support the former president here. But what I'm going to do is get a quick word with some of these supporters that have come out here. Thank you for joining us at eNCA, but you're here to support the president, I understand.
Yeah, Baba, sizosupporta ubaba umsholozi ukuthi asivumi ngaphakathi ngeke bekwazi ukumbopha, ufuna ukumbopha ufuna eqala edlule kuthina qala. kuyima ekwazi ukuthi emfake ngaphakathi asiphumi.
Kodwa manje kukho imithetho nemigaqo emele ilandelwa apha eSouth Africa. Nithini ngalokho ngoba ubaba kumele alandele kwayena imithetho?
Imigomo wecorona. Hayi sisempini mfethu manje yabo nje njoba sisempini akusekho ukuhlehla. Yeah.
I want to come and jump to you quickly, just to get your understanding as well, that the Constitutional Court made its decision. I understand it's going to be looked at once more. Kodwa nithi niyamsupport ubaba?
Simsupporta nje wabe kuthwane sofa lapha fakho njengoba sichitha isikhathi sethu silapha size kuyena futhi sizomsupport. Umthetho awusebenza indlela yawo ngoba sebewuphulile siyawuphula na.
Okay, just some of the voices of the supporters on the ground here. The numbers are starting to thin a bit now because of the time, but they've been out here in song. In fact, coming from all walks of life, you've seen Amabuto here pledging their support, and in fact we saw the president coming out for the first time in public, walking with Amabuto, shielded there by Amabuto before going back in. We understand still in those intimate conversations inside there with some of the ANC leadership, but outside they just singing in song, pledging their support for the former president.
Aviwe, you mentioned that you managed to have a conversation with police, but one of the things that's noticeably absent when we look at the pictures where you guys are in Nkandla right now is we do not see any police presence at all. So when you spoke to the police, where were they? Are they on the margins, keeping out of the way? What are they doing?
I'm just struggling to hear you a bit, but I picked up an issue just around the police here. What you'll see on the streets is a bit of a different picture here. There is not much chaos in the streets. In fact, the streets are moving smoothly. It's just a lot of traffic in and around Nkandla. But when it comes to policing in this particular area, there's not much police visibility. You'd see them from time to time as the different crowds make their way in. At one instant, we saw about 30 cars come in from Mpumalanga, delegation there, but as you can see around, it's quite concerning, the sins when we consider the pandemic that we're currently under here. Hardly a mask has been worn on site, no social distancing measures in place, but the people have come out in numbers. There is in fact a police station some 2 kilometers from here. I had a look at it myself and I saw a number of policemen there converging, but you won't see them in and around here. You'll see 1 or 2, but hardly enforcing those regulations. In fact, in that conversation that I had with the policeman earlier on, he was hoping that the president would follow the earlier judgment by the Constitutional Court and in fact hand himself over before that 5 days elapsed, because fearing what might happen if they themselves at the South African Police Service would have to come and enforce the law themselves.
Siphamandla, if I can bring you in. Is this a different part of South Africa that operates under different rules? Because that's what it looks like when you know that if this kind of gathering was happening in any of our major cities right now, police will be there making sure that the right paperwork has been filled in. And, of course, most importantly, with level 4 lockdown, we would expect there would be arrests because people are behaving in a way that's dangerous to themselves and to others.
It's a shame and an embarrassment to the police of this country and law enforcement authority that they can allow such a situation to continue. People openly disregarding regulations here, lockdown regulations. This is a super spreader event. This is a political gathering. And the President of the Republic of South Africa, Cyril Matamela Ramaphosa, has said political gatherings, social gatherings, religious gatherings are not allowed during this period. How do you justify having a certain crowd that will enjoy special treatment? By this time around, police should have acted. Yes, there are those who are saying this is politically sensitive, but when you apply the law, you don't look at that, especially if you know for a fact that people have been openly saying they will come and gather here. What have you done about it? Police and law enforcement authorities and officers in South Africa must be ashamed of what is happening here today, because people have been congregating here for days now, and they've been saying they will continue to come and do that. I saw police officers negotiating with some people here, but let's be honest, I've covered this part of KwaZulu-Natal for years. The local police station here in Nkandla doesn't have capacity to come and do crowd control here or public order. They need reinforcement from Melmoth, from Mpangeni, Richards Bay, Ulundi and other areas. The question is why that enforcement has not been arranged here, because the local police station doesn't have enough capacity and resources to come and monitor this gathering here. So what is happening is really a shame.
But Siphamandla, Becky Cele, did you say that he is present in Nkandla, or is he still in eThekwini? Where is he right now?
I don't know where he is, but I can confirm that he is not present here at Nkandla. Okay. Interestingly, he is one of the National Executive Committee members of the ANC that have been deployed to KwaZulu-Natal to come and assist with this situation that is developing. I'm now quoting the NEC statement of the ANC. They're saying they had to postpone their NEC meeting to deploy a team of NEC members to KwaZulu-Natal to assist. And can tell you that ANC provincial leadership in KwaZulu-Natal, Sihle Zikalala, who's the chairperson of the ANC in the province, as well as Mtumseni Ntuli, the provincial secretary, are busy meeting with the former president inside there. They are busy in talks with him. After this meeting, they will go to Durban to report to the NEC members, who include Becky Cele, by the way. Nosviwe Mapisa Nqakula, when the hard lockdown was introduced, the defense minister, her soldiers were busy assaulting and basically humiliating some citizens in South Africa for violating lockdown regulations. But we have not seen any movement here in Nkandla where those lockdown regulations are being enforced here. State Security Minister, who is an NEC member of the ANC, Ayanda Dlodlo, Fikile Mbalula, Jeff Radebe, those are some of the NEC members that have been dispatched to KwaZulu-Natal to come and assist the ANC. But it seems for them it's more about political interest than enforcing the law.
That is shocking, because like you and I, we can all see these pictures, these broadcast throughout the country, and we can see these regulations being flouted and nothing being done about them. And of course, that sets a very dangerous precedent that, as I said earlier, there is a different rule for a particular geographic location in South Africa and the rest of the country, and that's a problem. We'll come back to you, Siphamandla, through the afternoon, of course. Thank you for your reporting. Aviwe and Siphamandla right there and in Nkandla telling us what's going on at the moment.